Good Friday evening, or I guess in this case, good Saturday morning, and welcome to Brookwood Community Stadium. Tonight, the homecoming for the Brookwood Broncos. It's the Newton Rams coming into Snellville to visit the Broncos. And welcome to our broadcast of Newton Ram football this evening. I'm Kevin Holden. To my right, giving you a little color analysis this evening is Mark Burch. Mark, it's been an exciting sports week. Of course, as we know, Thursday night, the Atlanta Braves picking up the huge win, 15-0, and a great first inning there. But we'll stay away from the baseball thing and concentrate on football tonight. We want to see if the Rams can continue this good streak of winning sporting events here. Going to be tough tonight against a tough Brookwood team that comes in 4-2.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a crucial game for Newton County. Their record's 2-3 now. They had a tough loss last week to Cedar Shoals. And Brookwood's 4-2, and they've had some tough losses. They lost to Valdosta by only 1 point and lost to Parkview by 3 points. Two very tough teams, and they're 2-0 in their sub-region. They beat Meadow Creek and Duluth.
And for the Newton Rams, as you mentioned, coming in 2-3, now 0-1 in sub-region play. What do you think is the number one key to bouncing back here and trying to even their sub-region record?
Just playing as a team, working together, getting everything at the same time, getting the offense going at the same time the defense is going in the same halves, and being able to keep everything going from the first half carried over into the second half, which is where Newton usually has its trouble. And
if you think beating Brookwood in Brookwood Community Stadium is tough, beating them at all is tough. The Rams, in their lifetime meetings with the Broncos, have a record of 4-8. They had 3 straight wins in the region championship year of '87 and the 2 years preceding that. Then they proceeded to lose 7 straight to the Broncos, only just breaking that streak 2 years ago at Homer Sharp Stadium, a 17-3 win over a Brookwood team that was ranked in the top 10 in the state of Georgia. Last year, Rams here at Snellville, 35-14 losers, 41 total rushing yards in the game for the Rams last year, 247 passing yards. The Rams did have 4 turnovers, including the opening kickoff, and really, from the opening kickoff, wasn't much of a contest. The Broncos scored only once on drives starting in their own territory, but the Rams, with those turnovers, lost at 35-14. In fact, Newton outscored Brookwood 8-7 in the second half, and the other big event of there, Paul Daly's first play-by-play of 1995. He did the fourth quarter, and you know how it is when you put in the second teamers. They have to learn a thing or two. So am I maybe foreseeing something happening in the near future here? We'll check it out and see what happens there. But as we mentioned, the Rams, only 1 win in their last 8 meetings against the Broncos. And Brookwood had a 3-year stretch, Mark, in which they outscored the Rams 93-0. Rams were fortunate to break that, but coming in with a lack of momentum, and with Brookwood having the momentum, going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I don't like to look at the past to see what's going to happen in the future, but Brookwood has had pretty good luck against Newton, and it's going to be really tough tonight. They've got a very good offense, and it's going to be even tougher to stop their offense because we're missing one of the most key players in our defense. Gary Brown is not going to be with the team. Jonathan Price, I believe, is going to be taking his place. And I'm sure he'll do a good job, but it's going to be a lot tougher to shut down their offense.
And that change with Brown and Price is one of a couple of changes the Rams have made. And when we come back here on the Ram Tailgate Show, we will tell you about the changes in the Rams starting lineup, including a little different look across the defensive front. We'll be back after this. You are listening to Newton Ram Football right here live on WGFS AM 1430. And welcome back to Snellville, Georgia, Brookwood Community Stadium. We're a few minutes away from kickoff, the homecoming game for the Brookwood Broncos. They'll be taking on our own Newton Rams. Not too far from right now. The Newton Band on the field pregame, giving us a little bit of the music of blood, sweat, and tears, and I have a feeling we'll see plenty of all three tonight. Mark Burch has your Newton Rams starting offense.
Bree Johnson is a wide receiver, along with Rodney Smith, number 21. At quick tackle, number 50, Nikita Webb. At quick guard, number 56, Havius White. Josh Gill will be given the snap. He's the center for us, number 67. At strong guard, number 58, Greg Benson. Brian Edwards is our strong tackle, number 76. At tight end, number 34, Roderick Henderson. And QB, number 8, Kerry Gilstrap. In the backfield behind him is tailback number 2, Jonathan Price, and fullback number 20, Katori Maddox.
And on the defensive side for the Newton Rams, a different look here, a 5-man front. They'll run a little bit of 50 defense against the Broncos tonight. With that change, the defensive front will look like this. At the tackles, you'll have Nikita Webb, or at the ends, I should say, Nikita Webb and Roderick Henderson. Now, Webb has been a defensive end all year. Roderick Henderson, a linebacker, will move up from his position and take the other defensive end position. Josh Gill and Brian Edwards are your defensive tackles tonight. And Greg Benson, will be the nose guard in the 50 defense. Your linebackers then will be Katori Maddox. It looks like probably Josh Millwood will move from his inside linebacker position to an outside linebacker. They may also bring Bree Johnson up from a corner to play that position. Joseph Cox will be your middle linebacker, and your other cornerback is Sonny Kaysen. And at the safety position, as you mentioned, Jonathan Price. A little change from before. Price not nearly as big as Gary Brown, but he's certainly got the speed.
Yeah, he's very quick. We've seen that on his offense, and I'm sure he'll do a good job in place of Gary Brown.
Well, another exciting Friday night of football action is just around the corner, so you stay tuned. The Rams and Brookwood Broncos right after these messages from our sponsors right here on WGFS AM 1430.
We are at Brookwood Community Stadium where the Newton Rams are getting set to take on the Brookwood Broncos. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Okay, Mark Burch, thank you very much. This is WGFS, your home for Newton Ram football and for Atlanta Braves baseball. How about the World Series coming up with the Braves and the New York Yankees? Right after this broadcast, we'll get you prepared a little bit for the Braves and Yankees Game 1. And then, of course, your Braves game starting just a little bit after 8 o'clock on your Saturday evening. It'll be Game 1 of the World Series from the Big Apple. Start spreading the news. The Braves have left for New York City. Kicking off for the Brookwood Broncos tonight, Jeff Forrest. The kick, a high end-over-end kick going the way of Jonathan Price. It'll be taken there at the 2-yard line. He's at the 5, slips at the 10, outside to the 15. He'll be tackled there. Well, one fortunate thing, the Rams didn't fumble the opening kickoff like they did here at Brookwood last year in what was a move that, fumbling that opening kickoff was a move that really changed the fortunes of the entire season. The Rams only won 2 games after that.
Yeah, that was really tough. But as far as that kickoff right there, they had absolutely no blocking. Their blocking line there looked like a paper napkin. They blew right through there. Got right on top of Jonathan Price. He didn't have anything to work with.
Speaking of things that blow away, we had Brookwood have a little trouble with their homecoming sign the same way the Rams did. The players hoping to go through that sign, but developed a rip a little early here. Kerry Gilstrap over center. There's a penalty flag, first down. Picked off at the 20-yard line, away from Bree Johnson, is Chad Day, the defensive back, picking it off. And the penalty will be declined. It was against the Rams, an illegal procedure penalty, but guess what, folks? Brookwood with the football immediately at the Ram 19. So a turnover on the first play of the game. And once again, you're talking about a play that could be devastating for this game and potentially beyond.
Yeah, that's really tough for Newton. When you throw an interception on the first play of the game, that's never a good sign.
So it'll be the Brookwood Broncos taking over. As we mentioned, they're 4-2. In fact, winners of their last 4 in a row. Their first 2 games losses to Valdosta and Parkview, but since then they've been perfect. And they go up over center with junior quarterback Billy Loader. 2-man backfield for the Broncos, and they go here on first down to Paul Freeman. Freeman inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Paul Freeman ran all over the Rams last year here at Brookwood Community Stadium. Rams hoping to stop more of that. They'll definitely be keying on Freeman tonight.
Bree Johnson came out of the backfield on that play to make that tackle. I guess, as you said before in the pregame, he's going to be moving up there a lot to kind of boost up that linebacker position where they only have 3 linebackers.
2nd down and 6 for the Broncos. Yeah, with a 5-man front, either a linebacker or a cornerback is going to have to step up there just in case a hole develops on that side. Loader over center. Thought we might see a penalty there, but no, they go to Freeman. Freeman inside 10 to the 6. It takes 4 or 5 Rams to bring that man down. And Big Paul Freeman has picked up the first down of the game for the Broncos. They're at the Rams 7.
Joseph Cox was in there, I thought, before the snap got off. Like you said, I thought there was going to be a penalty on that play. But he ran right through there, and Freeman ran right past him.
The Rams, as we mentioned, certainly have nightmares about what Paul Freeman did to them last year here at this same stadium. The Rams looking for only their 2nd win since 1987 against Brookwood. The Broncos won, as we mentioned, 7 straight, going from 88 up until that win in 94. First down from Newton's 7-yard line. This time Loader keeping it himself inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. They've got him down there, short of the touchdown, but Brookwood continues to drive here on the Rams in the opening drive. The ball spotted at about the 2.5-yard line. So second down and a long 2, short 3 here for Brookwood.
The Rams have already got 5 guys on the defensive line. It's going to be tough to pack it up much tighter than that. So if they can't stop them here with 5 guys, it's going to be tough to stop any kind of run up the middle.
2-man backfield for the Broncos. Man goes in motion. They go this time to Bradley Hall on second down. Hall is not in. In fact, he is stopped for no gain, as a matter of fact. The Newton Rams coming up on that, well, on the offense would be the right side, the defense the left side, and stopping Bradley Hall.
That was a good hit that time by number 34, Roderick Henderson. He came in there and hit him low right at the knees and chopped him down, knocked him down at the line of scrimmage.
Rams have allowed 20 points in the first quarter in all of their games combined this year, but they've scored only 7. So this Ram team not accustomed to getting off to the greatest of starts, and it's happening again here. 3rd and goal from Newton's 2. They go to Freeman, pushing through. Touchdown, Brookwood Broncos. The Brookwood crowd here for their homecoming game. You can hear them react. There is a huge crowd on the home side here at Brookwood High School. A big tradition, Brookwood football. You see youngsters along the side here wearing miniature versions of Brookwood jerseys. This is a program that they work on developing the kids from a small age.
Yeah, this crowd is really pumped up, and they've got everything to get their players pumped up, from cowbells to air horns, and they're using them.
It's homecoming and time to pull out all the stops, I suppose. 6-0 Brookwood. And Forrest will be in to attempt the extra point there for the Broncos. The snap, the hold, the kick. And it's in there. 7-0. Brookwood leads the Newton Rams. We've got 9:11 left to play in the first quarter. Now let's see what the Rams can do with the football. We'll be back after this with that on WGFS AM 1430.
We're back getting set for the Brookwood Broncos to kick off to the Newton Rams. Here with your play-by-play is Kevin Holden.
Mark Burch, thank you very much. That drive from the Broncos, 5 plays, 20 yards. And 7 points, and the Rams trail again here. You might remember something similar to this happening last week against Cedar Shoals. Rams kept that game close, tied after one quarter, at only 21-14 at halftime, but outscored 21-0 in the second half. The kickoff to Jonathan Price will be taken in the end zone, a touchback, and the momentum continues in Brookwood's favor. Who knows, maybe that's actually a good thing, because last time the Rams taking it at the 2 and advancing it only to the 15. Here they'll get the ball at the 20.
Yeah, we don't see the Rams running too many kickoffs back for much yardage, so that's about a 20-yard kickoff return net, so that's pretty good for the Rams, getting it up to the 20.
Price has been averaging about 15 yards per kickoff return, so if he takes the ball at the 5, he advances it to the 20. About the same here. First down for the Rams. Gilstrap going to keep it himself on first down. Pitches it to no one. It's on the ground. The Rams taking the ball, and I think they got it back at the 6-yard line. Jonathan Price, a heads-up play. Kerry Gilstrap was looking to pitch it back, but no one was near there. I don't know if that was Gilstrap being intimidated here by the Broncos, or if Price was not in position.
I think Gilstrap thought Price was behind him, or maybe Gilstrap thought he was somewhere where he wasn't, because he had about 3 guys around him. But either way, he should have held onto that ball because he had 3 guys coming right on him. And luckily, Price was able to recover the ball and get it up about 13 or 14 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 24 for the Newton Rams. Ouch. Going to go to a 3-receiver set here. Katori Maddox, the lone man now in the backfield. Gilstrap rolling out, looking for the pass. Dropped by Breek Johnson at the 9-yard line. And once again, Breek Johnson with a man close to him, but essentially open for that pass and couldn't catch it.
That pass hit him right in the chest. He definitely should have caught that pass. And he should have gone on for another 10 or 15 yards. I thought he had 1 guy coming at him. And if he makes that catch, he's got at least to the line of scrimmage.
It is not a wise idea anytime, no matter who you're playing, to come out flat from the beginning. But the Rams struggling here in the first quarter, you can easily say that. And against a team like Brookwood, that can be devastating. And the Brookwood Broncos could put this game out of reach early if the Rams continue to struggle the way they have. 8:42 left in the first quarter. It is 7-0. 5-yard run from Paul Freeman gave the Broncos their first score. 3rd down and 24. Gilstrap slipping at the 2-yard line, and he will be touched and brought down there. It'll be 4th and 29 for the Rams, and they'll have to punt it away with the ball sitting on their 1. And watch it here. Broncos could charge and try to pick up a touchdown the easy way by blocking the kick.
Gilstrap was lucky he didn't slip after he had backed up another yard, or Brookwood's got a safety.
So with 4th down, Sonny Kaysen will be in to kick this one away. There's the snap. Pretty good when he gets the kickoff in good shape. Spiraling kick, bounces at the 27, outside the 30, outside the 35, takes a nice Newton roll, and will be touched and down at the 38-yard line. That's a 36-yard punt, but the Broncos still in great field position, Mark.
Yeah, they've got another chance to get another 7 points on the board, and Rams really going to have to step it up on defense and try and stop them here. This is really crucial for Newton.
So Loader and his maroon and gold Brookwood Broncos will come back at it again from their own 38, or from the Rams 38, we should say. Jonathan Price coming into this game with 438 rushing yards. Hasn't seen the ball yet tonight, though, as the Rams offense struggling to get it to him. 1 interception and a fumble recovered already. Loader on 1st down goes to Hall. Hall around end, 35-30, open field, 25-20, and tackled at the 19. Joseph Cox tripped him up, but Bradley Hall with a big run, and Brookwood looking tougher than ever.
It's just like, it seems like they're being able to do whatever they want with the football so far. And I don't know if it's maybe Gary Brown, his loss in the field, but Price looks like he's doing his job out there, so maybe that's not it. Let's see what we can do here and see what happens on 1st down.
One thing that happens is the presence of a big safety like Gary Brown will keep you from doing various things, make you, for example, run the football and go around the ends and get away from the safety, but it's not as if Brookwood's coming at Price with any passes. They're doing it with the running game, haven't attempted a pass yet. Here they go to Freeman on a delay to the 20, to the 15, and down at the 12. That's about a 7-yard gain from Paul Freeman, who already here has scored a touchdown and has 22 yards on 4 carries. They'll spot that one at the 12. 2nd down, and about 4 yards to go here for Brookwood. The Rams next week come back home to face the Shiloh Generals. Of course, we'll have that game live on WGFS. 7:15 tailgate show, 7:30 kickoff, and yes, Mark and I will be back giving you the big home broadcast, our next to last one of 96, believe it or not, that fast. Man in motion here for Brookwood. Once again to Freeman. Freeman to the 10, untouched. Now to the 5, and does he get in? Let's check and see what the officials say. No. He got out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. He was knocked out at the 1, and very close to cutting across, almost crossed that plane with the football. That's all you got to do, cross the plane with the football, and you'll have the touchdown. But they got him down, an 11-yard gain, and once again, Rams in trouble.
Yeah, he went around the outside that time, and had some great blocks and was able to get a good gain. And I thought he had a touchdown that time, but apparently not.
Junior quarterback Loader going over the top, and that's a touchdown for the Broncos. So Billy Loader, the junior quarterback, puts it in, and it is 13-0 Broncos in a flash. Reminds me a little bit of the Braves game, coming out and just stomping early on. Brookwood definitely came ready to play for their homecoming crowd tonight.
Yeah, I heard a comment about the Braves game last night. The only thing that the Braves did wrong was not getting the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they had 15 in the game. But speaking of 2-point conversions, guess what, folks? Paul Freeman has just converted on the 2-point conversion, so we were expecting Forreston to attempt the extra point, but not this time, and now it is very much like the Braves game. It's 15-0 Broncos lead the Newton Rams, and we're going to be back after this on WGFS AM 1430.
We're back at Brookwood Community Stadium, where the Brookwood Broncos have taken the lead 15-0. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
We'll see if the Rams can do something about this Brookwood Bronco team and how they've been stomping all over the Rams in the early going here. Forrest to kick it off. Taking it is Jonathan Price, but again in the end zone and another touchback. So everything going the way of the Brookwood Broncos right now. And you can see why this team has won 4 straight games. It looks like they have talent top to bottom.
Yeah, they really look like a good quality team, well coached, well disciplined. Newton Rams had it tough in the beginning before they scored 2 touchdowns, but being down 15-0 now, it's going to be tough, and they're going to have to get the offense going if they're going to hope to pull away with a win.
Since it is the homecoming for the Broncos, the Rams band performing beforehand so that the Bronco band and folks can take care of their business at halftime. First down from the 20, they go to Price, and Price hit immediately. There was no blocking on the line, and Brookwood, who is about as big a team across the front as I think the Rams will face this year from end to end across the defensive front, hit Price right away.
They are absolutely blowing past our defensive line. They hit Price before he had the ball and took him down back another 8 yards. Luckily for forward progress here, he would have been back a lot farther than that.
So 2nd and 15, and folks, this is the best second down field position the Rams have been in so far tonight. 2nd and 15. Kerry Gilstrap over center, trying to establish some order here. Back to the pro set formation. Gilstrap looking for the man. Missed him, Rodney Smith, and that ball almost intercepted. The ball dropped at the 25-yard line. One of the problems the Rams had here last year that became a really big problem for their team throughout the 95 season was dropping passes when they were open, and it cost them a couple of games last year and a lot of confidence, I think. And we're starting to see the same thing happen here.
Yeah, with your wide receivers, and when you get a pass that hits you in the chest, you just have to catch it. You can't win football games when your wide receivers aren't pulling down passes.
So 3rd and 15, and once again, you would expect that Newton will go to that passing game. Gilstrap fakes the pass and is hit at the 13-yard line and brought down there, so it'll be 4th and 17. And right now, the Broncos all over the Rams. Folks, the Rams have not had a play for positive yardage from scrimmage yet in this game. They've had a couple of incomplete passes, and that's the best they've done. Loss of 1 for Gilstrap.
Gilstrap is throwing the ball well. He's got a good spiral on the ball, and he's throwing them like darts, but the receivers aren't pulling the ball down, and when they try and run the play, the offensive line and their linebackers are getting right in there.
Yeah, it starts right there. There's a penalty flag on the play. Kaysen booting this ball off and bouncing at the 45-yard line and out of bounds. We'll check the yellow flag, but as you mentioned, it all starts along the offensive line for the Newton Rams. If the line can get a little bit of blocking, then Gilstrap, 1, will be able to pass the ball, and 2, it'll open up a few things for the running game, but we can talk about it all we want up here. Has to be executed on the field.
Yeah, Newton can open up the passing game by using the running game, or they can open up the running game by using the passing game, but you got to start with something, and right now they hadn't had anything.
They've had 3 passes attempted. The only one caught was caught by Chad Day of the Broncos, and as far as the rushing yardage, negative 24 yards on 4 carries, averaging a loss of 6 per carry.
You just can't win football games like that. That's all there is to it.
And to tack on to the damage that's been done, there's a penalty been called against the Newton Rams, an illegal procedure penalty. Some headaches on that far sideline. The ball will be brought back to the 9-yard line now. So once again, Kaysen will line up and pretty deep in his own end zone to punt this away. Chad Day is one of the folks back to receive for the Broncos. Joey Kraft also back there. Now we'll try this once again with Sonny Kaysen. No yellow flag this time, but he does get the kickoff once again. It will be taken at the 45-yard line by Chad Day, and he falls immediately after taking the football, and in an attempt to make sure he caught the football, ended up falling over and losing 5 yards after touching the ball.
That was as good as having the ball drop on the ground and getting a good Newton bounce. He caught the ball and backed up another 5 or 6 yards, and he's at midfield.
So we thank Chad Day at least for that much, giving us a few yards there.
Let's see what we can do with him having the ball at midfield. We got to stop him here. I said that on last play, score a touchdown, but this is, again, crucial for Newton. They've got to stop him here.
First down at midfield. We have 4:45 remaining in the first quarter. Man in motion for the Broncos. They go to Freeman. Freeman left side. Hit once, hit twice, still not down. 3, 4 times he eludes a tackle. Finally, they get after him close to the sideline. And Greg Benson has to come from his nose guard position and tackle Paul Freeman in front of Dave Hunter and the Brookwood sideline.
Our new defenders are getting in there and putting hits on the Brookwood offense, but they're not wrapping them up and bringing them down. They're just hitting them and bouncing them off, thinking somebody else is going to come up and make the tackle. They're going to have to wrap them up and bring them down by themselves because Newton doesn't really look alive today. They're not playing as a team. They're not working together to get tackles.
And we spoke to one of the coaches before the game, and he said they had had a fairly good week of practice, so we're not sure exactly what has taken place here. They go to Bradley Hall. Hall inside the 45 to the 43. And the Rams have yet to stop Brookwood for a play in which they haven't gained positive yardage on a play. The Rams, as we mentioned, haven't gained positive yardage on a single play. Brookwood hasn't gained anything but positive yardage on every play. That gain is 4. Bradley Hall on 3 carries, 24 yards. So third down. Second time the Broncos have had third down come up here from the Rams' 43. Hall goes in motion. They pitch right side to Freeman. Freeman hit once, hit twice, threw it though to the 40, to the 30, and down at the 29. And that'll be another first down for Brookwood, who still has not seen a fourth down play yet. It's 3:20 remaining in the first quarter, already 15-0 Broncos, and they're driving and hoping for more. And in a game like this, if you're the Newton Rams, it's hard to believe you'd say this in the first quarter. You're just trying to save face now, just try to keep this thing fairly close, and maybe if you can regroup in the second quarter and in the locker room at halftime, maybe come back and try to make a run at this, but not going to be easy. First down from Newton's 29. This time they go to Hall. Hall inside the 25 to the 24.
Joseph Cox made the tackle there. The defensive line is going to have to step it up here and get moving and show some strength up there and push back on their offensive line, try and break through there and hit the guy before he can get any good yards.
Well, if you're just tuning into our broadcast, not very good news to report right now from Brookwood Community Stadium. The Rams already have given up 2 touchdowns, and they haven't advanced past their own 20-yard line yet tonight. Second down from the Rams' 25. Once again, it's Loader barking the signals. On the delay, they go to Freeman. Freeman inside the 20. Stiff arms one man, but now he's going to be brought down at the 18. Breek Johnson bringing him down there, but still a gain of 7. And another good run there from Paul Freeman.
That was a good fake by Billy Loader, handing off and then pulling back as if he was going to attempt the pass, and allowed Freeman to run for another first down.
This Brookwood team has always been well coached. They're always well skilled in the fundamentals of football, and if you are to play with a team like Brookwood, you're going to need to come in and play good fundamental football. And again, we're seeing that here in the first quarter. Minute 46 left. First down inside the Ram 20 now, and inside the red zone. We'll see what the Broncos can do. 2 wide receivers lined up right side. Loader fakes it, keeps it himself inside the 15 and down about to the 10. In fact, they'll spot him at the 10, an 8-yard gain.
Newton's defense just doesn't seem like it has any life at all to it. I hate to sound so negative against Newton, but they really don't look good. That's all you can say. They just don't look good at all. They're not running after the ball like they should, and they're not making hard hits and wrapping up like they should to bring their offense down. But it really just doesn't look good for Newton right now.
It's almost like they're suffering from the cold that's been passed around the radio station the last couple of days. I should know. Here on first down, they go to Ryan Miller. And Miller up the middle to the 8 and down to the 7-yard line, a 3-yard gain.
That should be close to a first down. They might have to check it. Nope, they're going to give it to him. First down, Brookwood.
David Loader in the game for the Broncos. In fact, that's who got the football there. David Loader picks up the first down. So the ball at Newton's 7. Another first down for Brookwood. Billy Loader faking to Paul Freeman, keeping it himself, untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Brookwood Broncos. A 7-yard run from Loader. The third touchdown of the first quarter with 48 seconds remaining. Have mercy, it's 21-0.
It's another good run there.
We've got Jeff Forrest in to attempt the extra point. Looks like we will not see a 2-point attempt here from the Broncos. So Forrest will try to put the 22nd point of the quarter for the Broncos on the board. The snap, the hold, the kick. And it's in there. 22 points in this quarter. The Rams have allowed 20 first quarter points all year coming into this game, 22 in this first quarter alone. It's ugly, folks. 22-0, 48 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this Ram football on WGFS AM 1430.
We're back at Brookwood Community Stadium with 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Brookwood Broncos have taken the lead 22-0. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Mark Burch, thank you very much. And the Broncos, 3 touchdowns, 2 from Loader and 1 from Freeman, have made it 22-0 early on here. James Forrest kicking it off, taking the ball, bouncing once and into the end zone. That'll be another touchback. That one actually hit at the 5, but bounced over the head of little Jonathan Price and into the end zone.
Yeah, I hate to say it, Kevin, but that's good for Newton, getting these touchbacks, bringing it up to the 20 where they likely would have been knocked down at the 10 or the 15. So let's try again. We got another drive. Let's see if we can get it down and get some points on the board.
Other good thing about this is the 20 is as far as the Rams have been tonight. So we'll see if they can advance and move into uncharted territory here at Brookwood High School. 2 wide receivers, 2 backs for the Rams here on first down. They will go to Price. Price at the 20, fumble on the play, and the Brookwood Broncos have recovered at the 18-yard line. So don't count the first quarter scoring over with yet. Jonathan Price with the fumble, and this is ugly. The Broncos at the Ram 18, Mark.
You can't do much worse than that, Kevin. Down 22-0. Inside your own territory and fumble the ball on the first play of the drive. That's just really, you can't do much worse than that. I'm sorry.
First down at the Ram 18 for the Broncos. Well, Billy Loader has had his chance to get plenty of snaps in over center here, and Freeman and Hall already racking up the rushing yards for the Broncos. Looking for the passing play on first down, and to Hall, and hit and incomplete. Bradley Hall juggled the football in his hand and gave a couple of the Ram defenders just enough time to catch up to him and hit him and knock the ball away.
Yeah, he should have made that pass. That was right to him, but he kind of juggled a little bit, and a little break for Newton there.
It does stop the clock with 37 seconds left.
I don't know if that's a break. We need to get this first quarter over with as quick as we can.
It's been a nightmare, no doubt about it. Once again, Brookwood going up over center. The Rams with that 5-man front, and that they have been contested and defeated with that 5-man front so far tonight. They're going to Hall on the delay. Hall to the 10, to the 5, juking inside to the 3-yard line and tackled there. And Bradley Hall, his running style, a little bit like one of the Cedar Shoals running backs we saw, kind of a swivel hip side-to-side motion.
He's moving left and right. The Newton guys don't know where he's going. I don't even know if he knows where he's going, but he's juking past them and picking up good yards on each run. And they've got it again inside their 5-yard line.
Well, one place he knows where he's trying to go is the end zone, and making significant strides toward that end zone. No doubt about that. Another first down for Brookwood. Their 7th of the first quarter here. 13 seconds left. The ball was spotted at the 4. A man in motion, and they go to Hall. Hall will not get into the end zone. Joseph Cox and Breek Johnson hit him before he can make it in there, and they'll spot it at the 2-yard line.
That was good. Go ahead.
Sorry, Mark. I think that will expire time in the first quarter, so the nightmare is ended.
Yeah, that was a good pickup by Breek Johnson. He didn't have much field to cover, obviously, because they have it inside Newton's 5-yard line. But he was able to come in there and make the stop and keep from getting a touchdown.
So when we come back, we're not going to be in the best of positions, folks. It'll be a 2nd down and goal for the Broncos from the Ram 2, already up by 22 points. We'll be back after this. It is Newton Ram football on WGFS AM 1430. Back with your second quarter of action here on WGFS. The Brookwood Broncos at the Ram 2-yard line, leading 22-0. They're going to give to their back, and they got another touchdown. The Brookwood Broncos with Bradley Hall have pushed it across 28-0. The Broncos lead our own Newton Rams, and it is a nightmarish night so far from Brookwood Community Stadium in Snellville. Kevin Holden, Mark Burch with your play-by-play action of the Newton Rams.
Thank you, Kevin. There's not much you can say about this game. down 28-0 right now. They're going to try and make it 30-0, I think. I think they're going to go for the 2-point. Oh, no, it looks like they're going to go for the extra point. But either way, 29 or 30, it doesn't matter. That's a tough deficit to come back from.
No doubt about it. The Rams have a lot of coming back to do. Forrest in for the extra point, the snap, the hold, the kick. Once again, it's in there. We've said that 3 times already tonight, and it is 29-0. The Broncos lead. We're looking back at some of the tougher games that the Rams have had on defense in the past few years. The one that immediately comes to mind is last year against the Parkview Panthers. 58-6 the final, and we thought 58 points was an absolute nightmare. But the Broncos already with 29, and if this continues, that record will be shattered. 58 points, the most the Rams have allowed in a long time. They allowed 53 to Clark Central back in 1992. And you have to go back a long way to find any more than 56 points that the Rams have allowed. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, you have to go back to 1969 to find when the Rams allowed more than 56 in a game. That was to Bernie Harris. I don't even know, that high school I don't think exists anymore. They scored 67 to end the Rams' 1969 season. So the Broncos will be approaching some records here if they continue at this pace tonight. Jeff Forrest will be kicking off. He's got to have a tired right leg right now. Kicks it off, and it'll bounce at the 20-yard line, and the Rams will take it with Price at the 20, around a couple of tacklers and down there. And I think the Broncos might have been trying to recover that ball on the kickoff, because Forrest not going for the end zone there, letting it bounce at the 20. 5 or 6 Rams kind of looked at each other as the ball bounced.
What do you know? The Rams will be starting off again from their 20-yard line. Let's see what they can do.
And again, the Rams have yet to run a play for positive yardage in this game. We're in the second quarter. They've been to their 20 4 times, and 4 times they've been immediately pushed back behind the 20 and never made it back. They have negative 26 yards total offense so far. Gilstrap on first down goes to Price. Price past the 20. And let's see if we get a spot at the 21. Maybe they'll be nice to us and give us a yard spot.
I don't know. It's going to be close, Kevin. I'm afraid I think they're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage. Oh, man.
You've got about the length of the football beyond the 20-yard line. So if you want to call that a forward progress play,
that'll count.
You're certainly allowed to do that. But I think in the official stats, that's really not a yard, because it's still a ways away from that 21-yard marker. Hard to believe we're discussing the difference between the 20 and the 21-yard line, but it's been that kind of night.
Psychologically, though, that's a big pickup for the Rams.
Second down and 10. Well, we've stopped the negative yardage thing. Let's go for some positive yards here. Better blocking this time, and Gilstrap up to pass, but incomplete. Breek Johnson was at the 42, and the pass from Gilstrap dropped or bounced rather at about the 37, 5 yards away or so from Breek Johnson. Not much on that throw.
He was looking for Bree Johnson on that play. He didn't quite get enough on it to hit Bree, and was almost intercepted by number 32, Chad Phillips, on Brookwood.
So we hit a third down and 10 situation with 11:01 remaining here in quarter number 2. To give you an idea of how tough it has been for the Rams tonight, in 1995 there were two games in which they allowed more than 29 points. Brookwood has taken care of that in the first quarter and some change here. Gilstrap looking for the pass, looking for Katori Maddox, missed him at the 27-yard line, and the Rams will once again be forced to punt. Maddox slipping as he tried to catch that ball, but Gilstrap was being pursued from behind.
Jamie Bitton of Brookwood was putting a lot of pressure on him to make that pass, but Gilstrap has still got to get something off. When you're down like this, somebody on Newton is going to have to step up. Somebody on offense is going to have to step up to put a big play on the board, and somebody on defense is going to have to step up and stop this incredible Brookwood offense.
And so Sonny Kaysen will be in once again to kick it away for the Rams. Taken at the 5-yard line, and Kaysen will punt it away from there. It'll bounce at midfield, take a Brookwood roll, and the Rams will stop that ball at the 46. That is a 26-yard punt, and once again, we have not pushed the Broncos back to their own territory yet tonight.
Yeah, I was just about to make a comment on that. Once again, they are in Newton territory, It's tough enough, I would believe, to stop them if they're back in their own territory, but we're giving them the ball every time inside Newton territory in front of the 50-yard line.
Well, if you're looking forward to things getting any better, I don't know if they will in future weeks. We've got the Shiloh Generals, who have always been tough on the Rams, kind of like the Montreal Expos have been on the Braves. The Generals are just kind of a jinx team for the Rams, and they'll be playing them next week, so Rams at least have that to try to pick up a win there. Right side, they go to Freeman. Freeman with good blocking inside the 40 to the 38-yard line and down there. That'll be an 8-yard gain. And again, Brookwood just blowing the Rams off the ball. That's how they haven't had a play for negative yardage yet, because the offensive line blowing back the defensive front of Newton. And this is one team that can really contend with that big defensive front for the Rams.
Yeah, this is a new defensive formation for the Rams, and you got to think that's at least you got to hope that that's what's causing this Brookwood offense is a new defense that they're not used to, and they're not really sure where they're supposed to be going. So let's hope that that's what it is, and next week that maybe we can correct it and have a good showing against Shiloh.
The Rams have called a timeout, and we will do exactly the same, and when we come back, we'll bring you the remainder of quarter number 2 of the Brookwood Broncos homecoming against our own Newton Rams. We'll be back. It's 29-0 Broncos in the second quarter. More after this on WGFS.
You mind to take it? We're back with Newton Ram football, where the Newton Rams are down 29-0 in the second quarter. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Mark Burch, thank you very much. Paul Freeman hit in the backfield on second down, but gets around the blockers, cuts back inside. He's at the 30, still up to the 26, and tackled there. And it's that kind of night for the Rams. Paul Freeman was hit as soon as he touched the football. He's a big guy, though, and knows how to stay on his feet, keeps his legs moving. That's good technique, and it got him all the way down to the 27 as he bounced off defender after defender.
Right after he gets past that line of scrimmage, somebody hits him, and you think, oh, he's going to be down, for a short gain. And then he gets right past him, somebody else hit him. Oh, well, he'll be down for medium gains. Gets past him, picks up the first down.
And the Broncos at the Ram 27 here with first down. And on the delay, this time they go to Bradley Hall. Hall inside the 25 to the 24. 3-yard gain, second down, and about 7 for the Broncos. By the way, we did our research during the break. The most number of points that the Rams have allowed in a game, 67 against that Bernie Harris team back in 1969. In fact, that's the only time that a team has broken 60 points against the Newton Rams. So we'll see what takes place.
Let's hope we can stay away from that, yeah.
We don't want to be talking about those kind of records. I like the records that the Braves announcers were talking about last night.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit nicer than these, no doubt about that. Second down from the 24. Man in motion for the Broncos. Still that two-man backfield. Hall and Freeman have been tough on the Rams. This pass up and overthrown. They were looking for Hall out of the backfield and would have had the completion if Loader had thrown that ball a little bit lower, but a little bit over the head of Bradley Hall.
Well, the Braves came back from a 3-1 deficit in the National League Championship Series, which had never been done before. And I have to tell you, Kevin, I've never seen a football team come back from a score of 29-0. So maybe we can set a record of our own in this game.
We have set up the stage. We have set the tables for it. So now it's only up to the Rams to maybe do a little bit of execution. Of course, it will start with them stopping a Brookwood drive, which they have not stopped the Broncos from scoring yet. Loader to Freeman, complete at the 25, got great blocking, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Broncos. There's your first pass completion of the night for Brookwood. Loader to Freeman, 24 yards and another touchdown on Mark Brookwood with 5 drives, 5 touchdowns.
Brookwood has just always got somebody there blocking the guy that's running the ball, even on a little scramble play where he just pitches the ball up 5 or 10 yards. Two Brookwood offenders come over there, run over in front of the guy, pick up the block, and allow him to run in for a touchdown.
That's good technique, and of course that goes back to the coaching staff here at Brookwood and the fact that, as we mentioned before, one of the things that they do here is they begin teaching the techniques of football at a much younger age, and the folks that are 10 or 11 or 12 begin to learn the techniques early on, and by the time they get here to the high school level, they're just about experienced with those. Forrest will be in for the extra point, and it's in there. And the Rams kind of lost in a Forrest right now as they trail 36-0. Still early in the second quarter, 8:55 remaining. We'll be back after this on WGFS AM 1430.
We're back at Brookwood Community Stadium. I hate to say this, but we don't have much good news for Newton Ram football. They're down 35-0 in the second quarter. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
That's right, Mark. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of good news. Jonathan Price taking the kick from Forrest at the 5-yard line. He is out to the 10, to the 15, and going to be almost to the 20-yard line. But we'll take it, I think, at the 19 is where he's going to be tackled. There's a Brookwood Bronco down on one knee for just a moment. Eddie Overdyke will come to the sideline as the Bronco defense will take the field. So the Rams, it's becoming a habit here. They're taking the ball at the 20-yard line. This time, called to spot the 19.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, Kevin, and say the Newton Rams are going to pick up some yards on this play.
They are about due, no doubt about that. Still not a positive yardage play yet if you don't count the 1-foot gain on the first down play last time around. Gilstrap looking to pass. And tipped and incomplete. Looking for Bree Johnson, but Sean Payne was right there. And that was a kind of an ill-fated pass. I don't think you would have had very good results out of that, either an interception or the incompletion that we saw. Yeah,
there were a lot of defenders around Bree, but it was a great dart pass right to him. I thought they were going to have it for a completion, but somebody just got a little fingertip out there and tipped the ball and didn't allow him to catch it.
So second down from the 19, and once again, we are still looking for that first positive yardage play. Gilstrap is 0 for 6 in passing with 1 interception. And the Rams haven't rushed for positive yardage yet. One man in the backfield, that's Maddox. They go to him, and look at this, folks, outside the 30 to the 32-yard line, a virtual plethora of yards in comparison to what we've had in the past, a 12-yard gain and a first down. That's the Rams' first of the game.
That's all we needed, folks. Here we go. We're going to drive all the way down the field on this drive, score a touchdown, come back, score 40 points, hold Brookwood to no more scores, and beat the Brookwood Broncos 40 to 36. It's going to happen. I can feel it.
You're not in the newspaper for picks, are you? Gilstrap back to pass on first down. Going to keep it himself as there's no one open. He gets hit at the 35, tackled at the 37-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7, and yes, once again, positive yardage for the Rams. And in fact, if they continue at this pace, they will erase their total offensive negative yardage total for the game.
They're rolling, Kevin. They're really rolling. I can feel it. They're coming back. 36 points. That's nothing.
That's a 7-yard gain. Second down and 3 here for the Rams. 7:49 remaining in quarter number 2. It is 36-0. The Broncos have run all over the Rams in the early going. Bree Johnson, the wide receiver, split to the left side. They'll go to Price around the right end, and he'll be tackled behind the line of scrimmage at the 35 and tackled at the 34. And this Brookwood Bronco team, after losing those first 2 games, has worked on their fundamentals in practice, and the fundamentals are where they're beating the Rams right now.
The Newton's offensive line is just, the only way I can say it is they're just going to have to get ticked off and just start hitting the defensive line as hard as they can and try and open up some holes for their running backs to gain a little bit of yardage and maybe open up some passing game and see if we can gain some good ground on that.
Back to the 3-receiver set here on third down and 5. Jonathan Price standing over by the tight end side and one man still in the backfield. Not very good blocking as Gilstrap, looking to pass, has to go around his own men here, the 30, the 35. He will keep it, and at the 40, he's going to be close to the first down. Gilstrap must not have seen the first down marker because he had it, but he tried to cut back toward the Rams sideline instead of cutting upfield for the first down. He cut back toward the Rams sideline, and that cost him. He'll be short.
Yeah, he could have gained that extra yard, I think, to get the first down, but it looked like he was trying to juke one more player just so they could get maybe a big gain out of it and maybe get like another 10 or 20 yards out of it. But he probably could have had that first down.
One place I do not want to be right now is the Newton Ram huddle. That's where Joe Brassfield and the Ram coaching staff are headed to talk things over with the Ram offense. And while they do that, let's take this quick break. You are listening to Newton Ram football on WGFS AM 1430.
We're back at Brookwood Community Stadium. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Rams are going to go for it on 4th and 1. They're at their own 39. Kerry Gilstrap over center as the Rams in their best field position of the night so far. There is a penalty flag, and Roderick Henderson is the one who moved a little bit early. He's pointing, though, at Kurt McGill from the Brookwood Broncos, who was the man lined up opposite him. We will see what the penalty is.
Without that penalty, I think they picked up the first down, but we're going to have to see what that was.
Again, from here, it was Henderson with the early movement. However, he was pointing at McGill. And the yellow flags immediately went up. The officials are still conferring on this one with the ball sitting at the 40-yard line. Rams round out their schedule this way this year. They will, after the Shiloh game, they will have Duluth, or actually Collins Hill, and then Duluth. Then the Meadow Creek Mustangs round out the season. We'll play that game at Berkmar Stadium. You'll want to come out and see the Rams in their last game of 1996. I pretty much guarantee it won't look like this one. It'll be much better than this one, no doubt. And you won't want to miss that, the last game of 1996. Penalty is against the Broncos. So the Rams, with another first down, a 15-yard penalty, and they'll get that first down. Their second of the quarter and second of the game.
They're going to finally be inside Brookwood territory.
And it took an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Broncos to do it.
We'll take it, whatever we can get.
Doesn't matter how you get the yardage, just as long as you get it, folks. 6:18 left in the second quarter, and the Rams are now mounting this sustained drive here. Sonny Kaysen is one wide receiver. Joe Brassfield kind of shaking things up. They will go to Maddox, and Maddox is hit right away at the 45-yard line.
I think number 42 on Brookwood, who is Kurt McGill, got a piece of Maddox's jersey, slung it on the field. He got knocked right after Maddox took that ball. He just absolutely got knocked, and that's just another showing of Brookwood's defense. They really look good.
This is one of those nights when, coming out of the Newton Ram huddle, you can tell which back has the football. The one smiling is the one who's not getting the football, and the one frowning is the one who's going to get it. Second down and 8 yards to go here for the Rams. Gilstrap looking for a man deep, and they got him at the 25-yard line and out of bounds. That's Breek Johnson. Johnson with the big receiving game 2 weeks ago against Norcross, 116 yards there. Had no receptions against Cedar Shoals, but picking up his first here, and that's a 19-yard gain.
That was a great pass by Gilstrap. Bree really didn't have to do anything on that play. He hit him right in the chest and then got knocked down right after he caught it. So the Rams have got it now at the 25-yard line. They're moving into the territory. Let's see what they can do.
Let's take this thing one first down at a time. 5:22 left. Gilstrap faked the handoff. He'll keep it himself. Cuts inside the 20, 15, 12. That looks like it'll be another first down. And let's see where they spot the football. Yes, it will be another first down for the Rams. They now have 4 in the quarter. And after a monstrous, horrible start here for the Rams, they're beginning to get things cranking a little bit on offense. Maybe the talk that Joe Brassfield had here on that fourth down play played a part.
It looked like something snapped in there with Newton, and now they're able to execute like they want to.
This looks more like a football game now.
Yeah.
First down from the 13, a 12-yard gain there by Kerry Gilstrap. 3 wide receivers split out for the Rams. There's going to be a penalty flag, so erase that play. 4:52 left. We'll check and see where that penalty flag lies. Rams, as you remember, had all kinds of troubles with penalties against Rockdale, but it's been much better recently. The Rams only 25 penalty yards last week against Cedar Shoals, and against Norcross, only 27 penalty yards.
That penalty is going to be against Newton, Kevin.
So just as I mentioned, the lack of trouble with penalties, but they get one here. That's the offsides. March them back 5 yards, and they'll have first down and 15. It is possible for the Rams to pick up a first down and not score a touchdown. The first down marker is at the 3, so if the Rams were to be tackled inside the 3 but not score, there would be a first down without a touchdown. And we've got another penalty flag. Breek Johnson went in motion on the play for the Rams. I don't know if that has a lot to do with it. However, the flag was behind the Newton Ram offensive line, and that's usually not a good sign, and here it's another penalty. And it does go against the Rams. It's an illegal procedure penalty against the Rams. So we'll try this again. First down and 20 for the Rams.
We're 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage now, but I'm going to stick with my call earlier. I think they're going to come back here with a touchdown and get things going.
If you're thinking perhaps about a field goal, the Rams haven't attempted one yet in 1996, so it'll have to be the offense that gets it done. The pass complete. Breek Johnson with a man on him to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds. Nice job by Breek Johnson with Chad Day right there next to him. Breek Johnson finally getting that focus that he was missing along with a lot of the other folks on the Rams sideline early on.
The catch before that one that brought the Rams up to this territory, Breek caught the ball. He was just worried mainly just about catching the ball, and that was all he wanted to do, just catch the ball and get down without missing it. But there, he was ready. He had confidence that he could catch the ball, and he caught it and ran with it and picked up some extra yardage after the catch.
So second down from the Broncos, 6, 4:09 remaining. Let's see if the Rams can put a point or two on the scoreboard, or 6. 6 would be preferable. Yeah, why not? They go up the middle and inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. Let's see who that was on the carry. Check and see who's at the bottom of that big, huge pile for the Rams.
Price brought that ball up for about a yard.
Or perhaps 2. It looks like it may be a 2-yard gain. So third down from the Bronco 4. And again, I mentioned that the Rams are close enough to pick up a first down and still have another series of plays to try to put the ball in the end zone. That may be what they're trying to do here, because on that last play, they treated the 5-yard line as if it was the end zone, someone going over the top. That's what they're doing with Price. And he is not in the end zone, but he will be down at the 2-yard line. And I think, just as we'd mentioned, there's a first down but not a touchdown. They'll spot it at the 2, so a 2-yard gain and another first down for the Rams. They have 5 here in quarter number 2. In fact, they have out first down the Broncos here in the second quarter. The Brookwood Broncos with only 2 first downs. However, if you look at the game total, as Brookwood dominated the Rams in the first quarter, 9 first downs for Brookwood, only 5 for Newton so far. Rams first down at the Bronco 2. They go to Jonathan Price. Price close, but I don't think in. Yes, touchdown Newton Rams. I didn't think it had taken place, but Price in from 2 yards out. And it is 36-6. Take that goose egg off the scoreboard. The Rams have put some points on.
That was a good run by Price. He gave a little bit of a hurdle there, jumped over a couple Brookwood guys, and pulled it in for a touchdown, and the Newton Rams are on the board.
Well, perhaps sanity can be restored now that the Rams have put 6 points on the scoreboard. 36-6 your score. Still a humongous deficit to take care of. However, the Rams have at least taken the first step toward making themselves respectable to the crowd here at Brookwood Community Stadium. Wouldn't be a reason not to go for 2, and with the way the Rams are huddling, I have a feeling that's what's going to take place here. And the Rams are going to call a timeout to discuss exactly what they want to do. So the Rams burn yet another timeout. In fact, that is their last of the first half, so they'll need to get things together here and see what they do with the extra point. We will be back right after this. This is Newton Ram football here on Covington's radio station and your home for Newton County sports, WGFS.
We're back with Newton Rams football, where the Rams have just put 6 points on the board and are going to try and add another 2. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Yes, the Rams have decided to go for 2. Mark Burch, thank you very much. And Kerry Gilstrap faked the handoff. The pass is up, but overthrew Roderick Henderson. So the score will remain 36-6. Not a bad idea there. Rams trying a little bit of misdirection. And again, for the second straight week, it is the misdirection that kind of throws the opposing defenses off. I think this Ram team, when it comes to the misdirection, is an underrated team. When they've done it, they've been successful.
Yeah, they're always able to throw something strange at you to pick up something, but right there they tried the 2 points, and obviously they have to. They're down 36-6, but it didn't work out for them this time.
Joe Brassfield, an intelligent head coach, and with the baseball team, when he took over there, prior to taking over the football team, he installed some new plays there, new moves such as the delayed steal, the steal after the catcher has caught the ball and is ready to throw it back to the pitcher. Plays like that throw the other team off. You consider it misdirection, I guess, as it would be the baseball form of misdirection. And immediately after that happened, the Rams with 2 straight 20-win regular seasons. So there's no arguing the results of trickery and some misdirection. Obviously, it can't be the base of your offense. However, in this case, it tends to work.
Yeah, it keeps teams, whether you're talking about football or baseball, it keeps teams wondering what you're going to do next.
Speaking of wondering what you're going to do next, is this an onside kick we see from the Rams? I think it is. Yes. Sonny Kaysen going to have the onside kick. Kicked it about 7 yards, and that'll be Bronco football at the Ram 47-yard line. Got to go 10 yards for
I'm sorry, Kevin, I interrupted you there. That's what I was about to say. The ball's got to go 10 yards to pick up the onside kick.
So the 7-yard kickoff there on the onside, that won't quite do it. Rams have had some trouble on special teams. They're still trying to sort things out as far as the special teams are concerned. I mentioned that this is game 6 of the season, and the Rams still have yet to attempt a field goal with Joseph Cox, who I'm guessing would be their field goal kicker. I'm not even sure. We haven't seen the field goal unit take the field yet. First down for the Broncos, and again in Ram territory at the 47. They still have not been in their own territory yet tonight. Billy Loader going to give to Paul Freeman. Freeman around the left side, inside the 45, and down to the 42-yard line. You got 2:52 left. The Brookwood Marching Band getting set for their halftime homecoming performance. And it's always nice, no matter where you are, to see the excitement of homecoming and the looks on the fans' faces and the young kids' faces as they face the homecoming situation. It's a tremendous thing. Second down from the 43. 2nd and 6 here for the Broncos. Loader going to Freeman. Once again, dropping back to pass, but then giving to Freeman inside the 40, inside the 35. That's a first down, and he ran out of bounds at the 32.
Freeman's a big, burly guy. He just doesn't give up on you. You hit him, and he's going to keep on trying to gain extra yardage. And he's such a big, strong guy. He's able to blow past new defenders and pick up that extra yard on every carry.
With 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining, that's a third first down of this quarter here for the Broncos. Inside the Ram 35 to the 32, and once again, after faking the pass, they give to Bradley Hall, and he'll be tackled at the 26-yard line, and Brookwood with a little bit of misdirection of their own.
Yeah, we haven't seen Hall with the ball too much for Brookwood.
And Brookwood, 2 straight plays, has gone looking like they were going to pass the ball. Loader dropping back as if he were going to pass the ball, and the running back staying still in their positions in the backfield and him handing off to them. And 2 straight plays, it's resulted in good gains. Second down from the 26. Out of the shotgun formation, Loader with Newton Ram football here on WGFS. A third down play for the Brookwood Broncos from the Ram 26-yard line. They will go around in to McGill. McGill inside the 20 to the 15, and not a single Ram saw that until McGill hit the secondary. That was kind of tough. Mentioning the last play where Loader was looking for the pass, Rodney Smith and Cleet Pickett were kind of getting into it there at the 10-yard line, and the Rams maybe showing a little bit of sign of frustration from tonight.
A player we hadn't seen on Newton defense, Mashad Cody, was in there and made a great hit to bring down the Brookwood runner. I didn't even see who that was, Kevin.
Kurt McGill ran the football on that play.
He chopped him right down and knocked him down for a short gain.
1st and 10 with 1:42 remaining, and Brookwood trying to add to their humongous lead. This time around the right side, they go to Paul Freeman. Freeman inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And these Brookwood Broncos are trying a lot of different things against the Newton Rams. One reason they want to keep themselves fresh for their other sub-region opponents that they have coming up. A bad thing you can do sometimes is to fall into a rhythm when you have a lead in a game, and your team tends to lose its intensity that way. And so in future weeks there may be some problems, but the Broncos not suffering from that problem right now. From Newton's 9, second down. Man in motion, and they give to Freeman. Freeman trying to cut back up the gut, but Greg Benson literally wrestles him back up at the 6-yard line. They'll give him forward progress, but Greg Benson just grabbing Paul Freeman and literally shoving him back from the 6.
Freeman's just absolutely killing us. We're going to have to try and pack it in tighter and risk them going for the passing game, because Freeman is their biggest offensive weapon. We're going to have to try and do something to stop him.
35 seconds left. Can the Ram defense stop the Broncos from the 6-yard line? Loader, after faking it, will keep it himself. Touchdown, Brookwood Broncos. So the Ram defense does not get the job done. Loader caps the drive here, an 8-play, 47-yard drive with the 6-yard run. It's 42-6. We're not even at halftime yet, folks. Nice job there by Loader after faking the handoff and diving into the end zone to pick up the 6 points.
Yeah, that was a good play and unexpected, too, by Newton. They're expecting Freeman to get the ball again, but Loader took it in for another touchdown.
So Jeff Forrest will be in once again. And maybe that leg will get tired, as I mentioned, after a while. Snap, hold, kick. It's in there. It is 43-6. The Broncos lead the Newton Rams in a debacle of a first half. We're going to come back and wrap this thing up. 27 seconds left in quarter number 2. Ram football on WGFS AM 1430.
We're back at Brookwood Community Stadium. Here with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
And Mark, I don't want to depress you any with these statistics, but they keep coming in. In the 1994 season, the Rams in their first 6 games allowed 37 points. They've allowed more than that in the first half of this game against the Broncos.
Wow.
Kicking off for the Broncos will be Forrest, and back to receive for the Rams is Jonathan Price, and it's going to be taken at the 25-yard line, as that boot went toward the right side and taken for the Newton Rams by number 83, who is not listed on our roster here, as the Rams putting in some second and even third team players.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of the Rams backup players and maybe some JV players coming in there, see what they can do. So it's not going to be any easier for Newton to pick up some more touchdowns.
26 seconds. Let's see what the Rams do with the football if they try to put something in the end zone. They have first down at the 25 with Kerry Gilstrap still in there. The sophomore quarterback dropping back, still looking, nothing. And at the 20 hit and tackled at the 21-yard line. So he'll have a loss of 4. And credit the Brookwood secondary there with keeping the Ram receivers covered the entire time. Gilstrap had no one to throw to.
Got a new player out there, Joe Biggs, is that strong tackle for the Rams. Made a good block out there. So maybe we'll see him some more this season or maybe next year.
And perhaps in the second half, as the first half has come to a close. Well, folks, we're right behind the Brookwood stands. You can probably hear the air horn and the cheers of the fans, and that's not good news. In fact, it's worse than a lot of you might have figured. It's halftime, and the Rams have allowed 43 first-half points to the Brookwood Broncos. It is 43-6 as we head to halftime. Not going to be a lot of good news. One great thing we'll have at halftime, though, something that never goes away regardless of the score, Big Dog's Picks. We'll have Big Dog's Picks coming up several minutes from now on WGFS. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, though, we're going to talk with Chris Bridges about the first half and see what he has to say about maybe how the Rams can establish a little bit of order to this here. We'll be back. Newton Ram football at halftime, trailing by 37. It is WGFS AM 1430. What'd you say, Chris?
I said we have fancy headphones tonight.
Oh, that's right, man. We got the big ones. No doubt about it. All right, Chris Bridges, interview with the man. Coming down. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. It is the halftime show here on WGFS. You are listening to our broadcast of the Newton Rams and Brookwood Broncos. If you want to call it football in the first half, the Rams might have shown up to play another sport because they are down by 37 points at halftime. It's 43-6. However, good news, we are here with Chris Bridges, a man who perhaps can restore a little bit of sanity to this. Chris, what do you think about the first half and the way the Brookwood Broncos came out so aggressive against the Rams?
Well, I think your description was very accurate. Not much of a first half, unless you're a Brookwood fan. Certainly not much of any type of showing at all for Newton and shall I say the very few fans that are here tonight. Not much of a turnout of Newton supporters. Not really sure where everyone is tonight, but they're definitely not here. Like just complete domination by Brookwood. We've been hearing all year since August. Coach Brassfield has talked about Brookwood being one of the top teams in the sub-region, and without a doubt they're showing why tonight. I know Cedar ended up beating us last week 42-14, but I've been even more impressed with Brookwood. They're very strong. Their running back Paul Freeman is probably one of the best in the state. Their quarterback's good. They've got a huge line, and which, you know, going into the season, that was probably one of Newton's strengths, was their defensive line. That's something everyone talked about, but it just hasn't been there tonight for Newton in any aspect. It was kind of eerie. You and I were talking before the game about the way the game started in '95 here, and of course since they redid the sub-region, redrew it and everything, we're here again this year. That's why this game wasn't at Newton in '96. That game pretty much was over after the first play last year, and then this year on Newton's first offensive play, they didn't fumble the kickoff, but the first offensive play was a turnover on an interception, and you could safely say it's been all downhill for Newton since. It's really been something, and you can only describe it as complete domination by Brookwood. Newton has a long way to go, and that it's becoming painfully evident tonight.
Unfortunately, Chris, we don't have listings of the points allowed by half for the Rams going back as far as the school has been around, but I wonder if this isn't a record for first half points allowed by Newton. Thinking back to a couple of the games that I've been here in which the opponents have scored so many points, you remember the Parkview game last year. They didn't have 43 at halftime. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, I think Parkview ended up scoring 58 in that game, but I'm not sure it was that wide a margin at halftime. I know in the short amount of time that I've followed Newton, this has been the biggest deficit at halftime that I've seen, and probably the only bright spot. Newton did put together a nice drive there, but when you're well into the second quarter before you even earn positive yardage on a play, and it was like a half-yard gain by Jonathan Price. Before that, the best you could say was the pass was incomplete. And I don't care what level you're at. You can go all the way down to recreation football. You can go all the way up to the NFL. That's not going to get it. And if you don't move the ball and you have no offense at all, then your defense, it's do or die for them on every play. And I think maybe every possession, maybe except for one in the first half, Brookwood started inside Newton territory. So they clearly won the battle.
Finally.
Is really all you can say.
Some of the notes that you had mentioned, the Rams' first positive yardage play didn't come until 6 plays into the second quarter, and in fact it wasn't until later in that quarter that their total offense went into positive yardage. Regarding Brookwood, you'd mentioned that they have not run a play from their own territory yet. They ran one from midfield, and that's it. Everything else has been run in Newton territory. In fact, of Brookwood's 6 drives, 6 touchdowns. So it's absolutely been a no-show by the defense so far. And we mentioned the point thing. The all-time record for points allowed in a game is 67, and that happened in 1969. Mark and I had mentioned that a few times here during the game, and there is a chance, Chris, that we may see that record broken. The way Brookwood's playing, I don't know how long they'll stick with Loader and their first-team backfield, but if they do for any length of time, or if the second team is anywhere near as good as that first team, we might be in trouble with that record.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they would keep the first string in there much more maybe than the first series of the third quarter. I know if I were coaching, I would have those guys out of there, because you don't want to risk an injury. You have a guy go down with a knee or an ankle or something, and you're hurting yourself for later on in the season, because Brookwood obviously is going to be one of the top 2 teams in the sub-region. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Probably going to be number 1 in my opinion from this side. Cedar will give them a game, but I just don't see anyone matching them. Brookwood is just so big, and you may remember back in the very first game of the year, Brookwood played Valdosta in the Georgia Dome in that kickoff classic, and although Valdosta won late, Coach Brassfield said all along, he was at that game, he said all along that Brookwood had the better team, he thought. It's just they lost at the end. So you're right, that the record could be broken. It just really depends on, and I guess if Brookwood wants to break it. I know they don't know what that record is, but when you score 43 points on a team in the first half, in theory, I guess you can pretty much name the score, and Brookwood probably could tonight. I kind of doubt maybe they would get much over 60. Usually coaches will kind of hold it down once it gets up that high if possible. Of course, your defense is still going to have to make the plays, and you're going to have to tackle their guys, because you can't tell your third or fourth string running back who gets beat on in practice all week long and go in there and don't try to score. That's his chance. He's worked hard to get in there. So I hope that doesn't come into effect. But I was at a football game a couple weeks ago when Newton had an off date. I went and watched Monticello play, and I know they beat GMC 70-0. So 70 points is not out of the question for sure.
It could be the first time in the history of the school that they've allowed 70. And we might be here for it, but that's not the kind of history you want to stick around for. Who knows, maybe we can find a little bit on the defense here in the second half. Chris Bridges, thanks for being with us. Sorry we didn't have better news to talk about. We could, of course, mention that baseball team up the road in Atlanta and what they've done getting into the World Series with that great game Thursday night.
Well, sympathies go out to Bill Dolan, the big Cardinal fan, but I was a little surprised myself at the way the Cardinals collapsed there. They had looked so good early in that series. I kind of felt like after they went up 3-1, I really thought it was over for the Braves, but just a great comeback. And let me say also, speaking of Bill and you, congratulations on having the perfect week in the Pigskin Pickers last week. The two radio guys showing everyone else up, and I know Bill called me Monday morning, and he needed the outcome of one more game.
Down the score of the R59.
Outcome of one more game, and when I told him the outcome, his first words were, "I'm 10-0." So, that was exciting for him, and I know you enjoyed it too. That was our first time this year that anyone had gone undefeated. It was a good week overall for everyone. Some other people were 9-1, had some 8-2. I, in fact, had the worst record and was 7-3, which if I go 7-3 every week, I'll take it.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we'll look for that again next week, and we'll see how that comes out.
Don't know if that 10-0 can be maintained, but it was nice to have it at least once. And, the adage that a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, this time it was 2 from the radio station, and we both ended up 10-0. Bill and I, could you call it luck? Yeah, probably so. I mean,
must have been an early morning meeting over at the radio station. I don't know. Bill's saying that y'all didn't collaborate on that, but it kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah. I don't know if I can use it as an alibi that I was in Athens. I don't know if anybody can testify to that, but it's okay, as the radio station came out with a good showing, at least for once. We'd had a horrible showing before then. We were near the bottom, but trying to climb out of the cellar here.
Well, you'll climb out in a hurry if you put up a few 10-0 weeks. That's a good way to climb out of any place that you're in a hurry. You go undefeated, and you'll be on top before long if you do that very long.
Well, cross your fingers. Maybe this thing will continue this week. It'd be nice to see the radio station have a good showing in the weeks to come. Chris, again, thanks for being with us. See you next week against Shiloh.
Thanks, Kevin.
When we come back, speaking of experts about football, it'll be the Big Dog. And the Big Dog doesn't pick for the newspaper picks for Chris Bridges. However, he picks for you, the listener, the football pick consumer who wants to know who is going to win these games. And Big Dog, of course, picking them against the spread. He'll come back with that information for entertainment purposes only right here on WGFS AM 1430.